Am I the a-hole for refusing to talk to my dad and brothers after the comment they made to me? The people involved are, me, 16F, my dad, 59M, my 2 older brothers, 22M, they're twins, by the way, and my twin brother, 16M. As you can imagine, dealing with 2 sets of twins can be, well, stressful, and I understand my father in that. My mother is away working. She usually comes once a year or month, but I haven't seen her much since I turned 14. Sometimes she sends some stuff to me and my brothers. The relationship with my brothers is, well, complicated. I'm the only woman among all of them, so it was already difficult to connect with them. I only connect a little with my brother Andrew, fake name, 22 years old, since we both like Greek mythology and stuff like that. But here the problem is with my twin brother and my father. You see, these last few days where I live, the weather seems to have a life of its own, sometimes hot, sometimes cold, etc. So, today I woke up to unbearable heat. I had planned to go to one of those markets that sell everything to look for some stuffed animals from a series that I like. I dressed in a shirt, some sneakers, and decided to wear a skirt to have my legs freer. The skirt was short, almost 4 fingers above my knees, and that was the problem for my father. He immediately told me that the skirt was not appropriate and that I should change immediately. He knew I was coming out. I say this to clarify. I asked him what the problem was with this skirt, since it was literally a piece of clothing that my mother sent me from the country where she works. He didn't say anything to me. He just told me that either I changed into pants or I wouldn't go out. I couldn't even speak when my twin brother joined the conversation. My father told him everything, I guess looking for support, and my brother, like the idiot he is, looked me up and down and said, "You look like a slut in that skirt." I got angry about that, and out of rage, I took off a shoe and hit him with it, but it got worse because my dad agreed with him. "Yes," he said, "if your brother thinks like that, what do you think the others will think?" To top it all off, he called 2 older brothers and they also supported him. I ended up locking myself in my room. I looked at the skirt and I didn't see anything wrong with it. I looked at it for hours until I simply gave up on my plans to go out. That was practically 2 weeks ago. Since that day I don't speak to them unless it's important. My mom texted me today, asking, why do I give my dad and brothers the silent treatment, and that my dad feels bad about it. I didn't send a response, so I would appreciate it if you could give me some advice so I can answer my mom and explain all of this to her. I consulted with some friends, while some friends, both men and women, told me that my dad went too far by not defending me from my brother's comment. 2 friends told me that I was exaggerating because of my brother's comment and that, instead of complaining, I should take it as advice. So, Reddit, am I the a-hole? Also, I'm going to eat in a few moments, so I thought I'd leave this here. I'm going to summarize the call with my mom. She was curious and asked me for photos of the clothes I wore, and also asked for a photo of me wearing them. And well, for the few who managed to read my previous post before I deleted it, I stayed at my friend's house after my dad put on a show and tore all my clothes. I was lucky my phone didn't hang up when my dad walked in like crazy, because my mom heard the whole thing and recorded it. So, coming to the present, my mom called my friend's mom, asking her to take me to see my dad at a cafe for breakfast. I'll be honest, it scared me. After remembering what happened the night before and my father's previous behavior, I felt like I didn't recognize him. Something I forgot to mention is that he rarely acts like this. I have seen him angry with other people, but never with my brothers or me. We went to a little cafe where my mother used to frequent before leaving, and there I found my father. It seemed like he had cried for hours, as if he hadn't slept. We talked for a while and he apologized, not only for the #TCH thing, but also for not stopping my brothers and also for ripping my clothes. I asked him for an explanation, since he hadn't even given me one when about the skirt. He looked down and said he thought that if his words and those of my brothers affected him, he was going to change my clothes. WTF? Yes, that was my reaction, not in words, but in feelings. I told him that it did affect me, but not just the clothes, but the fact that I allowed my brothers to call me a bitch behind my back and make fun of it. He started to cry. I'll be honest, I didn't understand why. I read a lot here about crocodile tears and emotional manipulation. He said he was sorry, that he never wanted me to get to this point, that he didn't know how to handle the fact that I was growing up, and that he didn't want to lose me. The conversation led to nothing and I'm still at my friend's house. In the case of my brothers, none of them have spoken to me. My mom left me a message before she left for work, telling me that she had already spoken to my brothers and my dad. The good news to liven this up is that my friend got me another plush toy for my collection, one of Shadow the Hedgehog. For now, everything has stayed like this, me at my friend's house and my dad with my brothers. I feel like there's something else my dad didn't tell me. I mean, like I mentioned, he never acted like that before, or maybe I didn't see it, but to be honest, I feel like there's something my dad isn't telling me, and so do my brothers. 2 days ago, my brother Andy, 22M, wrote me a message, asking if we could talk. The truth is I got a little nervous. I asked him if we could talk on the phone and he said yes. As a comment recommended, I recorded the conversation with my brother in case something happened, in addition to having my best friend's sister as moral support. The conversation was trivial at first. Andy asked me if I ate well, slept well, the usual stuff, until we got to the topic at hand. He apologized, saying he was an idiot and should have measured what he said. I asked him why he did that, why he used those words. At first, he gave me the same explanation as my dad, that is, it was to persuade me to change my clothes. I told him to tell me the truth, that I needed a rational and sincere explanation. I heard him sigh and he said, "You wouldn't understand." I asked him what exactly I didn't understand, but he was stubborn in not telling me. I asked him if Mom told him anything. He said that Mom scolded him and my brothers for treating me like that and that we would talk about it when she got back. He also asked me when I would be coming home. I told him that I would stay at my friend's house until Mom came and that's where we started to argue. He told me that it was stupid to hide at my friend's house, that it was cowardly and childish to run away just because of a comment. I replied that after Dad tore my clothes, no matter how much I cried, he no longer made me feel safe, less because neither he nor our other two brothers, his twin and my twin, defended me or comforted me. They just watched and turned a blind eye until Mom had to intervene. Upon mentioning Mom, he started by telling me that I shouldn't have brought Mom up, since she was already stressed enough with her job to listen to my tantrums, and that we could have worked it out at home. I told him this wasn't a tantrum. They literally ganged up on each other, calling me a SL#T and making derogatory comments about my outfit, then let Dad rip my clothes. I asked him if he even bothered to think about if this would affect me and he stayed silent. Then he ended the call telling me not to do stupid things at my friend's house and hung up. I cried, I know, probably pathetically. I really would like to say that I didn't feel anything and that I didn't care what he said, but regardless. This is my brother I'm talking about. Then before dinner, AITAH, 22M, Andy's twin, got a call. I thought about not answering considering my argument with Andy but decided to. He didn't use any platitudes and told me straight up that I got him, my other two brothers, and Dad in huge trouble by going to cry on Mom and then running away into my best friend's lap. I told him what he expected. I didn't get any answers from any of them about what happened. None of them helped me when Dad was ripping my clothes and I was begging him to stop. I told him I didn't run away into anyone's lap and that I didn't cry to Mom. I just told Mom what happened and that I'm staying somewhere safe. I just heard him groan and he told me to not do anything stupid. Before I could ask him what he meant, he hung up. I suspected that my twin brother, Toby, 16M, would also call later, but he just texted me saying, "I hope you're happy now." I was confused most of the night. I tried to call my mom, but she left me a message saying, "I'm about to finish the case, just give me 3 more days and I'll be there, I love you." Let's move on to the accident on Saturday. When my brother spoke to me it was on Friday. I went out with my best friend for a walk. We were planning to go to a McDonald's with his sister and his cousin. His sister is 19 and his cousin is 10F. She is quite quiet and I really adore this little one. It was early, almost 3 in the afternoon. Lunch hadn't filled us up so my friend's mom and my friend's cousin's mom gave us permission. We sat at a table and I was the one assigned to order the food. Everything was normal until I saw my 2 older brothers enter the restaurant. My heart froze. I looked back at the counter, praying that the line would get longer so they wouldn't see me. To my misfortune, they did. Almost immediately the first thing they did was ask me, what the hell was I doing here alone? I told them I wasn't, that my friend's family was here. I wanted to pretend I didn't know them, to ignore them, but that wasn't possible. Andy asked me whose shirt it was and I told him it was my friend's. I don't know why, but that made them mad. Elijah told me that they warned me not to do anything stupid and told me they would take me home. I stepped aside when he tried to grab me and I told him what stupid thing he was talking about. I'm writing here that if any of you are standing, you'd better sit down, because what my brother told me made me feel so nauseous that I wanted to jump out of a window. He told me that wearing my friend's shirt was a sign that I slept with him. Yes, you are not hallucinating and it is not your glasses. If any of you wear glasses, those were my brother's words. I asked him why the hell he thought that, and he said that when a girl wears a boy's shirt, it is because he has marked his territory. That's when I really lost it. I told my brother he was a creep for even suggesting that my friend let me borrow that shirt because I'd run out of the few shirts I'd managed to save and was now washing them, that both my friend and I were underage. And the fact that they made that assumption was just disgusting. Apparently that only made them believe their suspicions more, and they yelled back at me. Andy said not to lie, to tell the truth, and that if I did, they wouldn't tell Dad. I yelled back, telling him that it was disgusting, that I wouldn't confess to something I didn't do and to leave me alone. Elijah then told me to stop being so stubborn and spoiled. Then he added something that hurt me. He said he didn't understand why I was so offended by the #T thing if I was behaving like one. That's where the comment he made, that I ran into someone else's lap, made sense. I felt nauseous, disgusted, and in pain. It made me think that if that was how my older brothers saw me. I was about to answer, but then a scream fell on both of us. It was my friend's little cousin. She started screaming that these two bad men, referring to my brothers, were yelling bad things at me. That caught the attention of two mothers who appeared, as well as my best friend and his sister. The rest was a blur to me. For what I know, my brothers were told to leave the place. They tried to take me with them, but my friend and his sister didn't let them. We ended up buying takeout and my friend called his mom to pick us up. I don't know at what point I started crying, but my friend's little cousin noticed and gave me one of her chips to make me stop crying. It turns out that she and my friend's sister were looking at what toys were available in the Happy Meal. It was then that the little one separated from my friend's sister to let me know what toy she wanted when she saw my brothers yelling at me. My friend then asked me what happened and I told him and his mom everything. Needless to say, my friend's mom was furious. After dinner I spoke to my mom. I wrote to her and told her everything. She replied, "Just a few more days, honey. I'll be there right away." I don't know if it was the pent-up frustration or what happened at the restaurant, but I exploded. I sent her a voice message saying that I needed her now, not in a few days, that I didn't understand what the hell was going on since it seemed like neither she nor my dad, much less my brothers, were being honest with me, that my brothers had said horrible things to me, that my dad was acting like a stranger and that she only said we would talk about it when she got back. I told her that I was her daughter, that I admired her for what she did at work and what she did for her friend, but right now, I needed her, I needed my mom. I ended the voice message by telling her I wanted to stay at my friend's house even if she came, since after today and her attitude, I didn't feel safe with anyone, not with her or my dad, less with my brothers. I cried all night in silence, out of anger over this whole situation, but also out of guilt, because I know my mom is working her ass off every day to provide us with a good lifestyle and not make us go without, and I exploded at her. I'm sorry my update is so long and without any good news. I'd like to say that I feel better now, but honestly I feel like everything around me is upside down. From what I know, my brothers have told everyone they know that they saw me wearing my best friend's shirt, which to them means that he marked me or whatever that means in their fucking minds. My dad didn't say anything and my mom didn't say anything about my audio. For now, I'm more calm. My friend's mom lets me join her in her hobbies of pottery and embroidery, and she also gave me some old paper doll cutouts to design clothes and keep me busy. I could never be more grateful to this woman and her entire family, as well as to all of you, Reddit. Also, if you have any advice on what to give a 10-year-old girl, I would really appreciate it. Her birthday is in 2 months and I want to give her a gift for helping me out there. If this story kept you hooked, give it a like, share your thoughts below, and subscribe for more.